Entrepreneurship is the process, and the entrepreneur is the person undertaking entrepreneurial activity. Here we will see some definitions of entrepreneurship and entrepreneur. Intuitively, it is known that entrepreneurship is the process and the entrepreneur is the person undertaking entrepreneurial activity, such as owning and running a business. Finally, we will see the common attributes of the definitions of entrepreneurship and entrepreneur. 1. Entrepreneurship is the process of identifying opportunities in the marketplace, arranging the resources required to pursue these opportunities, and investing the resources to exploit the opportunities for long-term gains. It involves creating incremental wealth by bringing together resources in new ways to start and operate an enterprise. 2. Entrepreneurship is the process through which individuals become aware of business ownership, then develop ideas for and initiate a business. 3. Entrepreneurship can also be defined as the process of creating something different and better with value by devoting the necessary time and effort, by assuming the accompanying financial, psychic, and social risks, and receiving the resulting monetary reward and personal satisfaction. In this case, an individual should come up with something different and better in order to be named an entrepreneur. 4. Entrepreneurship is the art of identifying viable business opportunities and mobilizing resources to convert those opportunities into a successful enterprise through creativity, innovation, risk-taking, and progressive imagination. Entrepreneurship is a practice and a process that results in creativity, innovation, and enterprise development and growth. It refers to an individual's ability to turn ideas into action, involving and engaging in socially useful wealth creation through the application of innovative thinking and execution to meet consumer needs, using one's own labor, time, and ideas. Engaging in entrepreneurship shifts people from being job seekers to job creators, which is critical in countries that have high levels of unemployment. It requires a lot of creativity, which is the driving force behind innovation. In general, the process of entrepreneurship includes 5 critical elements. These are: 1. The ability to perceive an opportunity. 2. The ability to commercialize the perceived opportunity, that is, innovation. 3. The ability to pursue it on a sustainable basis. 4. The ability to pursue it through systematic means. 5. The acceptance of risk or failure. Based on this, an entrepreneur can be defined as follows. 1. An entrepreneur is any person who creates and develops a business idea and takes the risk of setting up an enterprise to produce a product or service that satisfies customer needs. 2. An entrepreneur can also be defined as a professional who discovers a business opportunity to produce improved or new goods and services and identifies a way in which resources required can be mobilized. 3. An entrepreneur is an individual who has the ability to identify and pursue a business opportunity, undertakes a business venture, raises the capital to finance it, gathers the necessary physical, financial, and human resources needed to operate the business venture, sets goals for him, herself, and others, initiates appropriate action to ensure success, and assumes all or a major portion of the risk. 4. An entrepreneur is a person who creates the job, not a job seeker who has a dream, has a vision, is willing to take the risk, and make something out of nothing. 5. Another definition views the term entrepreneur from 3 perspectives, i.e., from the economist, psychologist, and capitalist philosopher's point of view. To an economist, an entrepreneur is one who brings resources, labor, materials, and other assets into combinations that make their value greater than before, and also one who introduces changes and innovations. To a psychologist, an entrepreneur is a person typically driven by certain forces, the need to obtain or attain something, to experiment, to accomplish, or perhaps to escape the authority of others. For the capitalist philosopher, an entrepreneur is one who creates wealth for others as well, who finds better ways to utilize resources and reduce waste, and who produces jobs that others are glad to get. In general, the entrepreneur refers to the person, and entrepreneurship defines the process. Both men and women can be successful entrepreneurs. It has nothing to do with gender. All entrepreneurs are business persons, but not all business persons are entrepreneurs. Types of entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship can take 3 different forms. They are: 1. The individual entrepreneur. An individual entrepreneur is someone who started, acquired, or franchised his/her own independent organization. The major portion of this module is also devoted to describing the basic features and activities of the individual entrepreneur. 2. Entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is a person who does entrepreneurial work within a large organization. The process by which an entrepreneur effects change is called entrepreneurship. 3. The entrepreneurial organization. The entrepreneurial function need not be embodied in a physical person. Every social environment has its own way of filling the entrepreneurial function. Individuals working in organizations have the potential for being entrepreneurs, just as those working independently to start their own businesses do. An organization can create an environment in which all of its members can contribute in some function to the entrepreneurial role. The role of entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs are at the core of industrial development, which results in greater job opportunities for unemployed youth, an increase in per capita income, a higher standard of living, and increased government revenue through income tax, sales tax, export duties, import duties, and more. Entrepreneurs serve as a key to the creation of new enterprises, thereby rejuvenating the economy and sustaining the process of economic development in the following ways. 1. Improvement in per capita income. Wealth generation. Entrepreneurs play a vital role in the economic development of a region. From the fall of Rome to the 18th century, there was virtually no increase in per capita wealth generation in the West. However, with the advent of entrepreneurship, per capita income and wealth in the West grew exponentially by 20% in the 1700s, 200% in the 1800s, and 740% in the 1900s. 2. Generation of employment opportunities. By creating new business enterprises, entrepreneurs generate employment opportunities for others. Unemployment is a major issue, especially in developing economies like Africa. Educated youth often struggle to find suitable employment. Thus, entrepreneurs not only provide employment for themselves, but also create jobs for others. 3. Inspiring others towards entrepreneurship. The team created by an entrepreneur for a new venture often gains first-hand experience in entrepreneurial activity. These existing ventures offer entrepreneurial opportunities through forward and backward linkages, inspiring employees to become entrepreneurs themselves. This creates a chain reaction of entrepreneurial activity, directly contributing to the economic health of the region. 4. Balanced regional development. Entrepreneurs help reduce regional disparities in economic development. They often set up industries in underdeveloped or backward areas to take advantage of various subsidies and incentives offered by central and state governments. This promotes balanced economic growth across different regions of the country. 5. Enhancing the number of enterprises. When entrepreneurs create new firms, the number of enterprises based on new ideas, concepts, or products in a region increases. Not only does this raise competition, but it also encourages the emergence of firms specializing in niche products or services. These specialized small firms often provide necessary complementary inputs better than large, vertically integrated companies. Jacobs, 1969. 6. Providing diversity in firms. Entrepreneurial activity leads to the creation of a variety of firms in a region. These firms operate in diverse sectors, and research shows that such diversity in business activity fosters stronger economic growth and development than homogeneity. 7. Economic independence. Entrepreneurship is essential for a country's self-reliance. Entrepreneurs build industries that manufacture local substitutes for imported goods, reducing reliance on foreign products. In addition, they export goods to earn foreign exchange. This combination of import substitution and export promotion contributes to greater economic independence for the country. 8. Combine economic factors. All the products bought and sold in an economy are a mix of 3 primary economic factors: the raw materials nature offers up, the physical and mental labor people provide, and capital money. Now value is created by combing these 3 things together in a way which satisfies human needs. 9. Provide market efficiency. Efficient means resources are distributed in an optimal way, that is, the satisfaction that people can gain from them is maximized. An economic system can only reach this state if there is competition between different suppliers. If a supplier is not using competition, then they will tend to demand profit in excess of what the market would allow and reduce the overall efficiency of the system. 10. Accepting risk. Risk is the potential variation in terms of future outcomes. We do not know exactly what the future will bring. This lack of knowledge creates uncertainty. No matter how we plan, there is always a possibility of adverse deviation from what we expect or hoped for. Here the primary function of the entrepreneur is to accept risk on behalf of other people, maximize investors' return. Entrepreneurs create and run organizations, which maximize long-term profit on behalf of the investors, which, in turn, generates overall economic efficiency.